Well, we are back for another new Princess package update, and it's actually been, I guess, a year, maybe just over a year since the last change. And so I wanted to talk about what is happening for the 2026 Plus and Premier package. We heard rumors of this happening about starting a month ago, and we have an upcoming cruise. We didn't know the details of what would be changing, and we didn't know when they would take effect. So the last announcement, the changes pretty much happened very quickly after. I think it was like they started in August and the announcement was in June or July. Because we have a long sailing coming up and we knew for sure we wanted to do the package, we went ahead and booked it just in case. Well, today the changes were announced. It sounds like they are going to be starting in 2026, so they're not going to impact if you already have booked or your sailing is prior to the end of this year. There's actually a very significant change, which the announcement does not directly address. And if you remember the last time where they changed the packages and it became that you would have to pay for room service and Ocean Now on the app, they also kind of cleverly hid certain details. I am totally happy with the change in pricing. It's a $5 increase for Plus and a $10 increase for Premier. $65 per person per day on Plus and $100 per person per day for Premier if you order the package at least 4 days prior to sailing. The price goes up by $5 each person per day if you book it on board or if you book it within 3 days of sailing. So the interesting thing I'm going to include in my overall changes to both packages that I address here at the beginning, and then I will go into the changes that are happening for Plus and the changes that are happening for Premier. The overall changes that are going to apply to both package options are that Princess is removing the premium dessert option and they are removing the exercise class credits. Now, I can't imagine they're going to stop offering exercise classes, and I would be surprised if they completely removed the ability to buy extra desserts. You have followed me for any period of time. You've probably heard what I think on those desserts. I think they were absurd to begin with. I think it's silly to include them in the perceived value of a daily package upgrade. Nobody was getting 2 per day every day of their cruise. And so to include that as a value proposition, just to me, was kind of insulting your intelligence as a customer. You were not getting $28 worth of milkshake per day to justify your $60 per day package. Anyway, I digress. So the premium desserts, the exercise classes, and the premium juices are being eliminated. Here is what I find interesting. Princess is now going to limit passengers with Plus and Premier to 12 bottles of flat or sparkling water per day. Premier, ever since the last update, it has included unlimited beverages, so alcoholic up to $20 per drink, and you could get as many waters as you wanted. Well, a significant change that is not clearly stated in this new program is that on Plus, your alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages, so premium coffees, soda, fancy teas, non-alcoholic beverages, those are all going to count towards your 15 limit per day on Plus. And then you will have a separate credit for up to 12 bottles of flat or sparkling water per day. Premier, you will have unlimited non-alcoholic and alcoholic beverages up to $20 per drink, but you will have a limit of 12 bottles of water per person per day imposed on you. And to be clear, I'm not suggesting anybody actually should or does hit that 15 limit, even if you were going to include your non-alcoholic. I think most people don't reach that, but I do find it interesting they're going to limit the water availability to people who are paying $100 extra per person per day. So now for the specific changes that are applying by package type. On Plus, you are going to have 2 additional casual dining credits per sailing. It is still not based on the number of sailing days. It is just, instead of 2 credits, you will have 4 casual dining credits, regardless of the length of your voyage. And other than that, the only thing changing is that your 15 drink limit is going to include non-alcoholic beverages. The changes coming to Premier, they are removing Princess prizes and there's going to be an included shore excursion credit depending on the length of your sailing. So if you're on a sailing of 6 to 9 days, you will have a $100 shore excursion credit added to your account. If you're sailing from 10 to 20 days, you will have a $200 credit added to your account for shore excursions. And if you're on a 21-day or longer cruise, you will have $300 credit. If you do the math on that, for the 6 to 9 day cruises, you will be coming out between $10 to $40 a head. So on a 9-day cruise, you will come out $10 a head. On a 6-day cruise, you will come out $40 a head. On a 10 to 20 day cruise, you will go between $0 a head to $100 a head, based on $10 per day increase in price on the package. And then on the 21-day or more sailings, you will go from saving between negative, like you could be spending, let's say your cruise is 60 days. Well, you're going to spend that extra $10 per day for 60 days, and you're only going to get a $300 credit. So you'll actually be in the negative for that. But then at best, on a 21-day cruise, you will come out $90 a head. So this is just a short update on what is changing about Plus and Premier. I personally am still more than happy to pay $65 each per day for this upgrade. I think that it absolutely is worth it for what you receive. And I will say, though, that I think that putting a 15 drink limit, non-alcoholic and alcoholic, on the Plus package, I think that Princess achieved the adoption rate that they wanted from passengers buying into Plus at the previous level of inclusions. Now they're trying to get the people that were on the verge of going from Plus to Premier to buy into that, because if you think, oh my goodness, well, I like to have a specialty coffee, or 3 if you're John, and soda at lunch. By the time it's cocktail hour, I've already had 7 sodas and coffees and whatever you like. It, I think, is an effort to push the people who already buy into Plus up to Premier for unlimited specialty dining and unlimited casual dining credits. It is a justifiable additional cost, I think, for a lot of people. But we will continue buying Plus. What do you think? Are you going to upgrade? Do you think that the loss of desserts is just enough that it's no longer worth it for you? What are your thoughts on the changes? Let me know in the comments below.